What's up, good people? Another day. We walking, talking, and breathing. So that means that we are blessed and we are a miracle because we did not have to wake up. So the fact that you walking, the fact that you talking, the fact that you breathing, that's reason to give thanks right there. So, but I want to talk to you guys today about something real crucial that I want you to listen to, especially if you're from the. I want you to listen to this because I think it's something that could really change your mind or your life. Okay, so in a lot of my videos I talk about it being abused and neglected, and I don't know where you guys are and when you're watching this video. So recap: me and my brothers, born in the hood, grew up in the hood, 5 brothers. None of us, well, 4 of us don't know our father. Beaten, starved, locked in basements, domestic violence shelters, and the whole gamut. So starved, abandoned, locked. We was abused, neglected. Okay. Here's the thing, though. I didn't know that I had been abused and neglected until I started working for Child Protective Services in 2008 as an investigator. And I started learning all these terms and things. And I had heard them. I had heard about abuse and neglect and trauma and all that kind of stuff, just through life. But I didn't really truly know what it was because the environment that I grew up in, everything was normal. Okay, so let me give you an example. So, and so me and my brothers, my mother would have these boyfriends, right? And they'd be up, they'd be smoking, drinking, playing dominoes, doing whatever. And, at some point it turned into everybody getting rowdy and it's, 3 o'clock in the morning and it's time to fight. So people start arguing, fussing, fighting over dominoes or cards or whatever it is, or just drunk or whatever the case is. And people start fighting. So whenever my mother would get into it with her boyfriend or whoever he was at the time, she had 5 sons. You know what I mean? So if he hit her or we seen her fight with him, then you got 5 boys that's ready to put them paws on the cat. Really? So we would all go fight the guy for her and beat him up, right? So the next day, my brothers, myself, my mama, we all probably be sitting in the living room. The dude gone at this point, he's somewhere else or whatever. We all be sitting in the living room or sitting on the porch, and we would all talk about the night before, like, and laugh about it. Like, Mom, you remember when such and such happened, and you remember last night when this, that, and that, and we just crap. Hey, you remember when such and such said this to that when they was arguing about this, and we would be laughing. Oh man, you seen the way my brother hit this one in the face, and man, you see when he fell back, man, this one too got knocked out. Man, we stomped the mess out that one, and we would just be laughing about it. Like, man, say this cat head was bouncing on the floor, man. He got up out of here quick. You see, this dude ran up out of here. He had no pants on. He had one boot on, and he just flew out the door. And we would laugh at this stuff, and we would glamorize it, not knowing. This is the kind of stuff that we'll find joy in, or we'll sit on the porch and we'll remember, man, you remember when you beat this cat up? Or remember when we shot at this dude? Or we remember when we stomped this dude out? Man, you remember when we robbed this person? And these moments become joyful. It's stuff that we laugh about. It's stuff that we memorize and we find joy in it. But it's normal conversation to have these type of conversations sitting on the porch or sitting in the house with my mama where we talking and we chopping it up. These are things that we laugh about. We laugh about things that are actually trauma. We laugh about domestic violence. See, that stuff right there, when my mom fighting and we fighting her boyfriend, this is actually domestic violence. So when we talk about domestic violence or abuse or neglect, we hear these terms, but to us, these terms aren't relevant because it's just our lifestyle, right? So we glamorize trauma, but I want to tell you guys something. That anger, your reaction and ready to fight, that rage, that hate you feel, it comes from these type of environments that we're laughing about it. We're having a good time talking about it afterwards and rememberizing it, but it is the very thing that is going to hurt you in life. So the stuff that we glamorize, you got to be careful about what's funny, because it's actually trauma. So we used to sit out on the porch, and there was this wino. He used to walk by our house, and everybody knew him, Bookman. And they say wino, but I called him wino then, but he was just an alcoholic, really, an alcoholic. And so he used to walk by the house every night. And what's up, youngster? What's up, y'all? He's saying little stuff, and we're like, what's up, Book? What's happening, man? And he just walk. And for one, a drunk person, at night, of course, in the hood, just walking by your house all the time, and he cool, he family, everybody know him in the hood. And so there was one time where he had a gun, and we all sitting outside, and he walked by. He said, "You know what I do with them MFers that bother me?" He pulled out the gun and started shooting in there. Bow, 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 bow. I'ma end them niggas. And we like, he walk off, and so we just like, what was that? But we all bust out laughing. Just I don't know what that was. But then I kind of stepped back. With the time that I stepped back, as I got older in life, and I was like, man, what a traumatizing experience for a kid, right? I mean, it is, but it ain't. So we think. But when you see this stuff all the time and you think it's normal, and it is your normal, it will inherently have an adverse effect on you and your thought process and your personality, right? So you have to be able to decipher what is trauma and what is not supposed to happen versus what is supposed to happen. So where he walked by and started shooting in the air, we all started cracking up, but we should have took a step back and be like, man, how do you get like that? I don't ever want to drink and become an alcoholic, because I see what this can do to a person. I can see what happens to the mind. I can see what trauma that's undealt with does. And many of you guys, after you learn what trauma really is and how it really looks, here's the thing. You will start looking at your own family, your entire family, and realize like, whoa, my whole family almost traumatized. And it'll shake you. It'll make you look at things different. It'll make you look at yourself different. And if you don't have people in your life that can explain this new thought process to you and explain to you what's going on, you'll find yourself in an angry place, and you'll find yourself like, man, why my family can't be normal? Why my family can't be this way? Why my family can't be that way? Listen, I want to set you free from that part. Everybody is not called to be you. And I don't know why I'm going down this route, and I don't know which one of you kids I'm talking to. Everybody is not called to be you. God, I feel this is prophetic for some reason. Everybody is not called to be you, right? Everybody can't see the way you see things. Everybody can't hear the way you hear things. You know stuff is messed up. You know stuff is traumatizing. You know things aren't supposed to be happening in your family. And the problem is, what you will do is you will hold that in, and you will get this silent anger, and you don't want to bring your friends around your family. You don't want to hang around your family. You'll close yourself off. You'll isolate yourself in your room, and you will suffer in silence. You will suffer in silence because you won't talk to anybody. You don't know how to communicate the stuff that you're going through at home, and You will do your work. You won't really talk to nobody. And somebody say something to you and you'll just lash out. You'll be angry and you'll just, you'll shut people off and they'll call you a introvert and this person just mean, this person angry, this person like talking about it. And the teachers won't really understand. You're not talking about it and you're suffering in silence. And you'll find a little niche group of friends that you can hang with. Some people, you may have one friend or whatever, or two people. If you're not around the right people, that right there, that knowing and who you are, you have the tendency to self-destruct. You will have the tendency to self-destruct because of your inability to communicate everything that you know is wrong. You have to find somebody to talk to, some adult, somebody with wisdom, somebody with insight and understanding, somebody with knowledge that can guide you through those waters. Because everybody in your family is not called to be what you are. You might be the curse breaker. You might be the one that can see all the wrongs, and you have to have something in you that'll say, I'm going to do something about it. I'm not going to end up like that. Again, I don't know why I'm going down this path, but this is for somebody. You're the curse breaker. You're the David who's going to defeat the Goliath in your family, right? See, trauma, abuse, neglect, molestation, all of these things are bad generational habits or curses or whatever people call them. And the other people in your family are not equipped to deal with these giants or these issues. But if you're the one, I don't care if you 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, if you're the one that can see all of this stuff and it depresses you and it makes you angry and you don't want to hang with them, you have been set apart. You can see what others don't see. You have the eyesight for it, but you now have to be in a place in your own mindset where you're not saying that I'm just going to isolate myself from my family. I don't like them. I don't talk to them. I don't deal with them. Just another, and not have that mindset of anger, but have a mindset of how can I get myself in a position to go back and help other families and kids not be in these situations, and to be a positive force in this world to help defeat all of these atrocities that I see in my own family, in my community, in my neighborhood. You're that person. You're that person, okay? You don't understand why people find joy in trauma and tragedy. You don't see how people can laugh and be in situations and the lights constantly getting turned off, water's constantly getting turned off. You're constantly having to go from hotel to hotel, don't have anywhere to stay. Your clothes are dirty all the time, and you really don't have any food, and you just know that the living situation isn't good or whatever the case is, and you come to school and you're quiet, you're not talking about it. You see all that stuff, but do not suffer in silence. Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. And I know that it's not good to, in the hood, they say, don't talk about nothing that goes on in his house and all that kind of stuff. And it can be dangerous talking to the wrong person, because, certain stuff can get blown out of proportion and certain stuff won't be handled right. And CPS will get called and all this kind of stuff. But you have to find that adult, somebody with wisdom that you can talk to help you navigate through these waters so that you don't self-destruct, because you're needed. You are needed. You're the type of person that becomes a social worker or a counselor or a psychologist, or you'll make a great therapist, all this kind of stuff. There's a field for you. There's a place for you. There's a tribe for you. You don't have to be alone. You just have to find out your tribe, a positive one. You can find yourself in a toxic tribe. You can find yourself in a toxic tribe where you can identify with people who are going through what you're going through. Oh, you fatherless? I'm fatherless too. Or you hate your family? I hate my family too. Or you don't like your mother? I don't like my mother either. You don't like your father? I don't like my father either. And you get rebellious and you want to go drink, you want to go smoke, you want to go find you some joy somewhere, and you will start doing the things privately or with your friends that your other family members are doing openly and in public. You know what I mean? So you will exhibit the same behaviors, but you'll do it privately because somewhere in you, you say that, well, I'm better than them. Don't do that. Don't get with a negative tribe. You know, you can get with people that have the same experiences, but your mindset has to be, how can I help the situation? How can I make it better? Okay, so I'm not going to drink. I'm going to get involved with, again, a community organization that allows me to go back and give to underprivileged youth, that allows me to serve the homeless, that allows me to help people. I'm going to go volunteer at an addiction center or whatever so I can learn the field. I can learn how to counsel people and help people through it. You have to go that route. The other route, you'll self-destruct or you'll add to the problem, and you won't think you will because your pride will make you think you're better than everybody else. That won't be the case. Okay? So, I can stay on that forever. But you guys, don't glamorize trauma. I hope your teachers are really educating you on this stuff, on the difference of trauma and what we're finding as glamour and what we're finding as normal and finding joy in. And I truly hope you guys get this message today. So I love you guys. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Be good. Bye. Have a good one.